Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault 2. I'm out here in the garage for another Garage Gun Talk, and I may have some great news for those of you who are like me, who love clone rifles and spend a lot of time trying to find clone correct parts because you're nerdy, you're geeky, you're dorky like I am. And this is a video that I have to give a huge shout out to one of my fans and subscribers. His name is Jeremy, and he may have figured out a hack or a solution to one of the most difficult parts to find for a Mark 12 Mod 1 build. And he helped me acquire this, and I think it's going to work. So I've mentioned in past videos, and I got the upper receiver of my Mark 12 out here, my Mark 12 Mod 1, and I've talked about how there's two parts on this that are really difficult to get for some odd reason. The first one is the rail for the top of the scope right here. You can see where it's supposed to mount, but it's the ARMS number 22 TRR rail. It's technically still in production. It's on their website, but to get one is just really difficult, and I have no idea why. The other thing that has been discontinued and is like unobtanium is the sling, the proper clone correct sling swivel mount from Knight's Armament. So I've talked about how you can buy the actual swivel itself from Uncle Mike's. This is the military one right here. But what it mounts to in the original rifles is a Knight's Armament. I forgot the exact parts number, but it's the attachment point for the swivel that goes on to the rail. And so I found one that kind of looks close. This one is a Midwest Industries swivel. Kind of looks the part, but it's not correct. And I thought I was just going to have to accept it for what it is because it's not 100% right. And if you go online, you can find where people, I guess if they're ever made, you can buy them, but they're out of stock everywhere. Everyone says they're never being made again. You can't get them. If you don't have one, you're SOL. I have had people that are also in the cloning world try to help me find one, and it's just a no-go. But Jeremy, being the brilliant man he is, asked an important question. He says, Knight's Armament makes a QD sling swivel. Now, it's not right because it's a QD socket, but the base of it looks like it's the exact same as the old one that uses the stud. And he also noticed that Knight's Armament still makes the stud that will go into the rails. And he's like, well, hold on a second. It looks like they still manufacture the two parts separately. You might be able to put them together. And he says you can. And so he was able to pick up both of these parts, and he picked up one for himself and one for me, and I paid for it, and he shipped it to me. And so here we have the Knight's Armament QD sling swivel and the stud that was bought separately. And I'm really excited to see if this thing's actually going to work because he says it does. So that means if you are a Mark 12 cloner and this is a part that you can't find and you're like, well, I guess I'll settle for something else, Knight's Armament, who says they've discontinued it, actually still makes the two parts. But let's find out here if this is going to work. So let me open this package. And if this works, I owe a huge, huge debt of gratitude to Jeremy. All right, so here is the sling swivel as it is, and has the Knight's Armament logo on it. You can see that. And the QD should just come right off. You push the button, and lo and behold, it does. And so here is the rest of it. And so if you take off the screw, you should be able to take this, pop it through, and then lo and behold, it's going to work. It's going to work. There it is. That's it. That is the unobtanium part right there. So it's the Knight's Armament QD sling swivel, and you just buy the stud and you put it in there, and it should rotate, and it does. Probably the only thing that's not the same as the original is the originals were made really before QD sockets. So probably inside of this part right here, there is a little machined ledge where the ball for the QD goes in there, but that would be the only difference. I think this is exactly the same part. So this is awesome, and guess what? It works. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. This is awesome. I'm so excited because this is an unobtanium part. So I am going to change this out, and let me take off the Uncle Mike's sling swivel here, and I gotta remember how to do this. There we go, and rotate it out. Let's see. All right, so there is the swivel itself. Might as well just go ahead and put it on this, or maybe I'll wait just a moment. Let's get this old part off. Put this new one on. And then I want to talk to you guys about ammunition, because I have been on the hunt locally for some things that I can't find. And I'm curious if you guys are having difficulty with certain calibers. But I'll save that for just a moment here. I think this is the right size. Yes, it is. All right, so take the old one off, the Midwest Industries. And this is a nice sling swivel stud. But as I said, it's not clone correct. And I know the logo, the Knights Armament logo goes downward. So let's pop that on. I think everything's going to work with that stud. I think we're good. All right. And I think I need a screwdriver. Hold on one second here. Got my screwdrivers below my workbench. And it's working. Oh, this is awesome. This is awesome. All right, there it is. Yes, yes, yes. And now I'll put this on it. That is it. And then tighten that down. And there it is. Oh my gosh, I got it. That is it. Yep, and it's supposed to freely move. Oh, that's it. That is it. That is it. So I got the Uncle Mike's sling swivel, military sling swivel that's larger than the other one, so it's, you know, wider, more durable. And I got the Knights Armament. Just get my finger out of the way here. Knights Armament sling attachment point. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. Man, I thought this is a part that I would never, ever, ever be able to get. And I got it. So there you go. So now I'm only missing the one part. That's it. And it's still in production, so hopefully one day I'll be able to get it. So this is awesome. So I have the Knights Armament bipod adapter here on the bottom. That actually feels like it's a little bit loose. I should probably tighten that up while I'm out here. But this is freaking awesome. So excited. Why Knights Armament just can't put those two things together and sell it for people? I don't know. Maybe Knights Armament's kind of like HK and they hate you. But anyway. Oh yeah, and this is the upper receiver I was talking about in one of my previous videos where I have it mounted the way it shows in the manual, where one mount is on the upper, one mount's on the rail. I know it's not the best, but that's the way the military pictures are in their manual. But this is a rifle I don't shoot, so I kind of like having it matched like that. But right now I'm so happy right now. I am so happy right now. So there it is. Oh yes. Oh, more clone correct. Life is awesome. So let's talk quickly about ammunition, and I'm curious what you guys are fighting. I am looking for ammunition for 32 ACP. I have a gun into the channel, a Beretta what's the model? It's the Tomcat. It's in 32 ACP. I'm trying to think of the actual model. It's like 320 something off the top of my head. I don't remember. It's the tip-up barrel. And 32 is not a caliber that I shoot very often. So when I ask Brownworks for ammunition for, the sponsorship of the channel, I never asked for 32. I have sent him a message, and I said, hey, I can't find any around here. Because I went to, actually, Shields. I didn't wear it intentionally to go to Shields today, but I went to Shields. I went to Rifle Gear. I went to Cabela's. Everybody is out of 32 ACP with the exception of like hollow point defensive stuff. So it's all expensive. I was looking for like range ammo. But yeah, so they were out. And I'm curious, for those of you that have guns in 32, do you guys have any like local stuff, or is 32 just essentially a dead caliber? I thought it was still a viable caliber that was used. I know there's a lot of guns in it, but I can't find like range ammunition for it. So locally, but hopefully I'll be able to get some ammunition soon, and be able to do that range report on it. So, but yeah, what do you guys, and are there any calibers that you guys have firearms in that you can't get ammunition locally for? And what are those calibers, and why do you think that is? Maybe I should do a Texas Gun Vault poll question of the week, which I am like 4 weeks behind on that, and hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to do that on SHOT Show. I think enough time has gone by where we can talk about SHOT Show, because anything that's really big and exciting has kind of all the the emotions about it have kind of gone down. And now we've had a bunch of reviews on the Daniel Defense H9 and stuff, so we can actually, I think, look back on SHOT Show and not through rose-colored glasses. So I'll probably try to do that tomorrow. But anyway, I want to give a huge shout out to Jeremy, because he helped me find this unobtanium part. And if you're a Mark 12 builder / cloner, this is the hack. You buy the QD1 from Knights, which is a commonly available part. You can get it almost anywhere that sells Knights armament stuff. And you can buy that sling swivel stud, which is really cheap, and it's separate, and just put the two together, and it works, and you now have the clone correct part. That is awesome. So he hacked it, and that is awesome, and I'm so excited, and I'm a complete dork, and this is just the best thing I could possibly ask for today. Oh yes, holding this thing, it reminds me, I was thinking about comments of yesterday's video, and I remember I made a mental note to myself, there is something else that I did want to talk about today, and it's kind of an addendum to yesterday's video where I talked about the NFA system being down and the outage for it. Because I had a number of people comment on that video telling me that they appreciated my take. Now, I will tell you in full disclosure, when it comes to other firearms YouTubers, I don't watch that many. I'm not really tuned in to the GunTubeverse maybe as much as I should be. And a lot of that has to do is because I'm always so busy with work. And then when I'm off of work, I'm out here doing gun stuff. And so I'm doing my own thing. So I'm kind of like encapsulated in my own world. And the few channels I watch may or may not talk about certain topics. And people in my comment or my video yesterday were talking about how they appreciated my fresh approach, because I guess when they had this E-form outage the past week, I guess there were like mad conspiracy theories. People were mad and trying to get clicks by saying they're doing this on purpose. It's a subversion of the NFA and this and that. And then the system comes back up on Friday, and it looks like, honestly, it was just incompetence with an old antiquated system, and it wasn't like maliciousness. And I just said, listen, I know and I agree with you. The ATF, and especially the people at the top, the administrators and the directors and all that, they're anti-gun, they're bad, they're malicious. But most of the things that kind of fall into things, the levels below them, you'll just have incompetence. Why does the NFA take so long to process forms? I don't think it's because the examiners hate you and they don't want you to have the stuff. It's literally because they only hire like 20 examiners and they have millions of forms a year they have to go over. It's just it's a numbers game. Why does the E-form system go so slow? Why does it suck? It's because the people at the top don't invest any money into it. And it's not that they want the industry to fail. Well, they probably do, but they can't do that, logically and reasonably. But they just give us, crappy computers, crappy systems, crappy software, and it's gonna break down. It's like driving around an old car, right? An old jalopy. It's gonna bust down somewhere and leave you stranded on the side of the road. It's inevitable. It's when it's not if it's gonna happen. It's when it's gonna happen. And so I was just like, hey, listen, the system's back up. I don't think it was malicious. I don't think it was anything where they're trying to stop the NFA. I mean, it sucks for everybody with the manufacturers and people waiting on transfers. It sucks, but I don't think it was malicious. And people thanked me for not being the hyper partisan, the sky is falling type of thing. And as I said, I haven't watched a lot of those other channels, so I didn't really know that was going on. But it just goes to show that so many other channels, you need to be very careful. And I'm not saying I get it right or any of that, okay? So please don't say I'm better than with anybody. But I am getting really tired, and I'm getting just exhausted by anytime anything happens. It's the end of the world. You're losing your gun rights. The ATF's coming to kill your dog. All that kind of stuff, like with the E-form system. And when people told me about this system going down and all the conspiracy theories, I saw a bunch of people saying it's them shutting it down to slow everybody down, having to do paper, and then to deny people their rights, so they have to refile and wait another year and all this kind of stuff. And then if you have, I even saw one video where they said, well, if the system's down and they can't access them, law enforcement officers will now just start arresting you, and they'll well, you can't prove you have that ownership of that rifle or that suppressor because we can't access the database. Therefore, you have to go to court, you have to go to jail, and I saw it all. And it's just like, dudes, just be reasonable about this. The sky isn't falling all the time, The ATF is bad, okay? The system is bad. The laws need to be changed. The system needs to be upgraded. We all agree on that stuff. But I don't know, man. It's the ATF isn't always coming to kill your dog, and they're always coming to get you. And look back. I keep saying this. Look back on all the crap that we've gone through, okay? Let's talk about, bump stocks. Let's talk about the pistol braces. Let's talk about the 80% frames and receivers. Let's talk about the FRT triggers, okay? So those are 4 things the ATF has come after in the past 4 years, okay? And we all know that they've banned them, and you can go online and see people say, if you own one of these, you're now a felon. They're coming after you. Can you name for me one person, and I'm just asking for one person that owned one of these items that is now sitting in jail that didn't use it in a crime? So I do know that there are people that, maybe had a braced pistol when they were, banned or whatever, that used it in a crime and got it. That doesn't count, because it doesn't matter if they had a brace or a stock on that gun. It doesn't count. That's not the ATF going after them because they had a brace. Can you name me one person that has been arrested, in jail right now, because the ATF just was going through log books of companies that sold these items in the past, showed up with a warrant, with an arrest warrant, killed the person's dog, took him away, and all that kind of stuff? Just one person. And can you name me one person that did the amnesty registration with the pistol braces that is arrested, or they got in some type of catch-22, or they said, you've admitted to 922R compliance violation, or you've admitted to breaking the law, you're a felon, and they went and arrested him? Just one person, okay? As I said, all these things are bad, and the ATF should not have the ability to reclassify these things after they say they're legal. However, the sky isn't always falling, and it makes everybody look like Chicken Littles that are the content creators, and it just puts everybody in the gun community in a sense of panic and anxiety and fear. And I'm telling you that it's not a good place to be. It's not a good place to be. Fear, anxiety. I mean, if we want to win the battle for our Second Amendment rights, we have to be rational, calm, collected, and armed with the best information possible, so that we can battle these things in court, that we can be, what looks like rational and reasonable people to non-gun owners. But if everybody is the sky is falling, the ATF's coming to arrest you, kill your dog, kill you in the middle of the night, just because 10 years ago you bought a brace at a store and they went through a receipt and they found it and they're coming to get you, then it doesn't help us. Or the ATF e-farm system was down. It's a conspiracy. They're coming to get you. It doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good. But anyway, that's all I want to talk about. But once again, I want to give a huge shout out to Jeremy once again. I can sleep a little bit better tonight, and my clone rifle is a little bit closer to being absolutely perfect. So, Jeremy, you are awesome, and I appreciate it. So, if you made it to the end of this video, of course, talk to me about the part and the hack. Talk to me about ammunition and calibers you can't get. And talk to me about what you think about the craziness in the gun world and the gun content creators, that everything is a conspiracy, everything is the worst. Talk to me about that. But the word of the day, what's the word of the day? The word of the day is going to be Jeremy. Jeremy, his name, and thanking him because, as I said, I hope this helps other Mark 12 cloners and builders, because this part is not sold anymore, but you can buy 2 parts and make it correct. Which, as I said, why doesn't Knights Armament just continue to put it together because they make the parts? But you tell me. But there it is, the Knights Armament sling swivel for the Mark 12 Mod 1. So thank you, Jeremy, and I appreciate it. And I appreciate you all being here to the end of these videos and talking to me about guns, because I love guns and all the different things we can discuss and talk about out here. And I don't know. I don't get to talk about it to a lot of people in my personal and professional life. Not many people are gun dorks like I am, so I do appreciate our conversations. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. And once again, thank you, Jeremy. And as always, thanks for watching.